Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. Good afternoon for the Central Time Zone. Good afternoon for the Eastern. How's everybody doing? Oh, what a day. Oh, man. So, according to Sports Illustrated, Christian Boer wrote an article about who's the best young lion not being talked about right now, and he's saying it's Sione Vach. Crazy. But it is an Ask the Host day, so if you got questions, put them in the chat. Good to see everybody this morning. Looks like everybody's on Twitter. Don't forget, there is a link above that where you can click so you can comment, and I will see your comments on here. And it'll post them up live. Yesterday, Talik Williams signed his contract. The contract total value is $16.5 million over 4 years. But there is the 5th-year option after that where it almost doubles. It'll probably go up more by then anyway because of the rookie salary cap. Ricky Sakat in there with a like already. Oh, man, what a day. Put your questions in the chat. What do you want to know? So now all that's left to sign is Tate Radledge. Detroit has opted to not do the June 3rd through 5th. No, I didn't. And you know what? I don't care. I just know that he's one of the ones that said no when it was weird because they put it on the table last year. But I think it's more of the Roger Goodell thing pushing it. Good. Ask the host day. Ask any question. If I can answer it, I will. But if you want to put it in the chat, because evidently you did, Ricky, or if you want on, let me know and I'll message you the link. And that's it. And it only needed 2 more votes. It would have passed. and we were one of the ones that kept it out. So I'll leave it at that. That's probably why he removed it last year off the voting table at the second set, because it was there. No problem. But I like it. I respect his answer. But everybody else said, stop it. All right. You're going to force me to do it, aren't you? Oh. All right. He's been sent the link. I think I can find him, though. Where did I see him at? You know, I know he's here. There he is. And he can talk a little Giants, too, because our news is slower than molasses through a straw in the middle of January between a pair of frozen witches' sticks. Mm. Yeah, that's insane. 1 in 4,235 games. Don't forget tonight on Driving to the Top for Production, there won't be a notification because I'm a guest on that show, but it will go live into my network at 9 p.m. where we do the UFL talk, the Michigan Panthers. Hey, yes, Nate. Have a good one. Yes, sir. Just talking a little football. If you got questions and I can answer it, I don't even care what team right now because the news is so slow. You want to ask me about Vikings, the Bears, any of them, I'm down. Even teams outside our division. 'Cause, last night's show was lit. We had fun. We did our AFC South and NFC South review last night at 9 p.m. But Nate, I appreciate you commenting. I like being real. You know, I don't like to do the sugarcoating thing. I don't like to blow smoke. Minnesota's either going to be competing with us again or they're going to be competing with the Bears. There is no in between because you just don't know what you have in JJ McCarthy in an actual NFL game. You got a good defense. You got great weapons around him. He should have a good year, but he's also a first-year quarterback. And I know from watching him at Michigan, they hit him during the roughest part of the games because he couldn't beat good defense. So there's Man, he had been dealing with some stuff. I can't remember if it was cirrhosis or a liver cancer he was dealing with. Um, for now, I think his 3 daughters are gonna decide if they're gonna keep the team or sell, because he was survived by 3 daughters, and it is really sad, but he went the way every single one of us would wanna go as an aging person. He went in his sleep. Whether it was self-inflicted or not, I can't say, but, rest in peace to him. My condolences to his family. Um, it's sad day yesterday. Christina Payne, Will Vogel's friend. Good afternoon to you. Glad you're here supporting me still. I appreciate it, Christina. Oh, Adam Schefter shared Jim final tweet. His final tweet yesterday morning. I am doing well, thank you. Jim Irsay's final tweet. Go Pacers. Good luck to Herb and the entire Pacers organization in our city. And he posted that in the morning. Living the dream. That's all I know. But good luck to the Colts this year. Who knows? Maybe one of these girls has that drive like Sheila Ford Hamp, proving that a younger, more driven woman can run a team and makes good football decisions by letting people with football minds make the decisions. Because really, all the owner is the one that writes the paycheck and sets up all the accounts. So if you look at their backgrounds, I bet you if you researched them, whichever one is in marketing, maybe even sports finance as a minor, that's going to be the one that runs that team if they don't sell. If they sell, I'm worried. I just like giving a realistic expectation on what the Colts can expect this year. Oh, we got good news on Hutchinson. He will be a full participant next week in the OTAs, which start a week from yesterday. He has been cleared. That just came across. Love it. That's all we were waiting for is that all clear whistle. You too, Nate. I'm here every day, noon to 1, And if this is your lunch break and you get a chance to tune in and make comment, I appreciate it. Yes, people, that was people on Twitter actually commenting and getting their stuff through. So if you're on Twitter watching, he followed instructions. He found the link, clicked it, did the everything, and he's able to go comment. Have a great day. Nate, put it in the chat. Who do you follow for a team? And I will acknowledge you from here on out. So Malik Williams had a payday yesterday when he got paid because half of his money, which is fully guaranteed, was signing bonus. $8.6 million. The boy went from peanut butter jelly to Wagyu steaks in one moment. And just so everybody realizes, when a player comes out of college, they still get 50% of their NIL deal if they got years left on the 4-year contract that they're set at, because NIL is automatically a 4-year contract. So if they get it at their freshman year, that means their senior year is the last year. So if they go in as a junior, which is as soon as you can get into the NFL with a year left in availability, they still get 50% of that. It's basically free money for them. I think they got to do spokesperson spots on a commercial for the school. I bet you that's really hard for them to go, hey, go to my school. I did good. Uh, Caleb Williams had another year left of getting half of $24 million from Subway last year. Oh, no, he has another year of it this year because he is only at USC for 2 years. So he got it when he went to USC. We have 41 people watching across the networks. I hope everybody's enjoying their day. I hope everybody's blessed. If you're feeling bad, remember, just don't feel bad because of how somebody else treats you. That's their problem, not you. A lot of people get that in their mentality that opinions matter. JB, how much is your NIL deal worth the University of Flint? I get a free mocha frappe once a week. How you doing, broski? You're usually watching on my network, or so on my network. If you switch over there to that one, broski, you can click on talk about what's going on with your Bears. If there's any news, but there ain't shit other than Aiden Hudson's able to be a full participant at OTAs next week on the 28th. I'm good with it. Malik Williams signed his contract yesterday. Good with that. Missing a few people today. Haven't seen Moonscar. Haven't seen Brent Carpozzo. No Fruity Fred Peterson. Haven't even seen Motown Mitch. $43 people watching at 20 minutes in. I'm going to do a quick station identification break.
Turn it up, it's that time again. Jeremy realizes he's your best friend. Every weekday, Evan, you know the vibe. He's shouting one ride with that rockin' tribe. Rolling up the scene, light up that fire. Jeremy's in the booth, taking us higher. With a grin and a laugh, he's got the crowd in a blaze. Smoking out the haters in a rock star haze. The stories that inspire and riffs that will ignite. When one pride echoes, everything feels right. Jeremy Beelan, every day at 11. Yelling one beat right like we're in rock heaven.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
I love those intros. Thank you, Bill. Oh, man. This might be one of our short shows. Nobody wants to comment today. The news is slow. Oh, there he is. Motown Mitch pops in at the right time to save the day. What up, though? Lions rule, Bears drool, and no one drools as much as the first. Oh, I got to go at the personal attack. I got you. Good to see you, Motown Mitch. Oh, yeah. Uh, you know, between Anthony Tyus and Sione Vaki, according to a Sports Illustrated writer, the guy that might be the odd man out is Netflix. I was I like him. I when I did my little research on the UDFA's when we got them, I went and watched game film. And when I say game film, I'm not talking about somebody's highlight tape, people. I'm talking about where you actually look up their school, find a game. I always do one good game. I look at their stats and their bad game and see what it was. If it was because the other defense was dominant and he just couldn't get going, or if it was because he was playing bad. There's a huge difference in that. It shows the heart of a college player in college if they're trying their best and they just can't get through. I said the same thing. I don't want to, but he's at that point where he's getting on in years. He's been, I think, going on his seventh or eighth year in the league, on his second or third team. Um, he's not bad. Don't get me wrong, Mitch. I'm not saying that because of him being bad. I think he ends up right back on the practice squad like he did 2 years ago. Remember, they almost let him go after the Hard Knock season because he had a horrible off season that year. Trace, if you're out there, hello. I know you usually pop in when you're watching. But yeah, I like Anthony Tyus the third. I like him. I like Ian Kennelly. I think he's pushing to be that fourth spot. Possibly push it down CJ Moore or one of the Rock Yasin or one of the other duct tape special teams guys we got on safety. Ian Kennelly is having a good bunch of workouts that he had. Yeah, and his size, and he likes to block. I mean, he's almost like a short fullback at 6'1" and 226. I love that kid's size. I love his power, his athleticism, and he's a little quicker than what Craig is. If he cracks the roster, it'll be because he did it through special teams play, because that's where Netflix also makes his money, is being a gunner and occasionally a blocker for returning kicks. Let's not forget there is that part of that game, which is why Netflix is still here. Like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I know why Netflix is here, and Sione Vaki is everything that Netflix was and faster. So if you get younger, faster, cheaper, isn't that the better option? Isn't that the goal of every team? Younger, faster, cheaper. Right. He did have some receiving. Um, he didn't have the best of hands, but he was an option out of the backfield. He did real well on screenplays, um, and the end around stuff, not end around, bubble screens, screenplays, bubble screens, and the wheel route is what they predominantly used him. So he hasn't been used as much. It was limited usage, but he did make the most of it. I think his average yards after the catch was 8 yards, which is just fine. Because if you're catching it behind the line, you get 8, you're at least getting 4. He doesn't like to go down at first contact. That's the one thing I did notice. He has that drive where he's just like, no. Yep, he finishes runs like mine. Oh, the coffee's almost out. Ah, nice. It sounds like something Rob would say. No, every year he's gotten less, and the analytics says he's getting better at the fourth down tries. So I only think they went for it once versus the Commanders, and they got it. Hmm. I think the first padded because mandatory OTAs. I don't think there's any full padded practice. I think it's at training camp. We're not doing the June 3rd through 5th camp. So if that's listed on your calendar as when you wanted to go to, take it off. But I believe it's the second week of actual training camp is when the pads get on. The first 1 or 2 weeks, they don't do anything. I think it's only 3 weeks of practice they do before the season starts. And with them playing in the Hall of Fame game, which is at the end of July, you only have 3 weeks of real training camp, and then it's actual into the grind. That almost sounds like Rob Haskell's veteran trash talk. I love it. I can actually hear his voice saying it. Yes, he is. He is a punt returner also, which I didn't that pick right there at that point. I didn't understand it. Yep, there are D1 universities that don't get nice. JC716, a Bills fan in the chat. Love it. It's great when I get new people coming into chat. I love this stuff. Right. University of Buffalo doesn't, and there's high schools in Alabama that do. Absolutely. I've seen crazy stuff. There's Division 3 teams that's getting NIL. So let's not think it's just that whether the school supports it or not. Yeah, that's a and he stayed, right? Which tells you that he has more heart than wanting the of the cash. Right. to another high school. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so it's happening in high school, not. Yeah, that's cool as hell. I love hearing stuff like that where the kid says, "No, I'm gonna stay where I'm at. This is my school." A little loyalty, a little heart. He signed with Miami. Yeah, he'll get a good deal there. But Miami's a good school to go to. It's a good program, well run. Christian Restrepo, Xavier Restrepo's dad, has been doing a great job down there. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. Yeah, Cristobal has great O line coaches. That's why he went there. Miami, Michigan, Ohio State, uh, Texas, Alabama, Georgia. What do they all do? First round talent, O linemen, almost every year. They have at least one, and that's something to remember that everybody forgets about. You know, your position. You go to where you're going to promote yourself better for the NFL than you will go to another team. Um, that's why other than Miami, Clemson, Florida State. There's one other one, Syracuse. You don't hear much in Boston College. Those are the best O lines in the ACC. The other teams, if you hear about a whole bunch of defensive standouts, guess what? Oh, I played one season under Turner Gill as a walk on, but never made the team. Hey, you took your shot. Kudos to you. I unfortunately had the grades that told me that I had a brain by Mattel, but my testing always said it was more like IBM because I didn't apply myself in school, so that's why I didn't get to go to college. But I'm self-taught to be able to do this. MAC championship ring, congratulations! So in other words, you were a Pine Rider that team. You didn't get to make the playing team, but you were on the roster, correct? So you made the team, but you didn't get to play. Yeah, never played, but made the team. Got it. What school was that? Was that Miami, Ohio? Toledo? Oh, you were the scout team. Other word, okay. So you were the. As much as I hate to say it, your team was what they called the tackling dummies. University of Buffalo. Congratulations. That's a good school. I think God, that was a while ago when you guys won the championship, if I remember right. Your last one in the MAC. You did mention Turner Gill, so that got me some. Hey, I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I said it could happen. I'm going to be realistic on it because I think Tate Ratledge and Miles Frazier as rookies might have more talent than him. And it's nothing against him. He's up in age. He's 32, turning 33 years old. He's the one foot on the banana peel, the other one in the retirement grave. And he played like it last year. Now, I'm going off of his gameplay. I'm not going off of, yep, 2008. It was a while ago. Yeah, if I'd have graduated from college, could have been 14 years before that. Yeah, I know. I just dated myself. There's a specific reason why I said 14 because the first 2 years after high school, I was in the Army. Well, sort of. Tomorrow is Friday. Tonight is the UFL show. Tomorrow I go live at noon again. We're going to find out how much of his decline last season was due to injuries or father time. He went on to Kansas to fail, but I don't blame him. Yeah, exactly. But I knew the name. Yeah, bells, clicks, and whistles go off. You know, when you see a name, you know. Gill is one of those names that is known, and it was because of what happened. How Kansas was in bad shape when he got it, and he couldn't help it. Probably because they like to talk about everything on that show. That's not my show. I'm just a guest. We talked everything from video games to Penn State to 911 on that show. Like Urban at Bowling Green. Oh God, Urban at Bowling Green was awful. I don't even know how he got the Florida job. He was so bad. Matt Rule at Temple and in the NFL. These guys have to, you know, I think every single one of those coaches, if you go back and look at their history, they got one where they failed miserably. God, I love them. Yep. Yep. They start somewhere and have a bad outing. Sometimes they just have an okay outing and they move on to the next level and do great. Yeah, he was. They were undefeated that year. Wasn't that the year that Alex Smith graduated and he slipped all the way to the 49ers. What is it about Mel Kiper? And every quarterback that falls, he looks like he's going to have an aneurysm before the end of that first day of the draft, whether they get drafted then or not. And if it goes to the second day, that's all you're going to hear every time they give him a take. I still can't believe he's on the board. Shaduki Sanders. 2 years before that, it was Malik Willis. I don't know about Raymond because he's got gadget value. If there's a couple of them, but yeah, GG, I don't think he's a cap casualty because this is the second year of his contract. Netflix, I definitely think it could be because it saves $3 million to get rid of him. Raymond, he doesn't make a lot already, but I think it is clear to get rid of him too. So that's a possibility if they show out this offseason and preseason. You go 500 at a bad school, and I think you've done great because unless you're Dion and he lost to every HBCU bowl game, and there's high school teams that like Bishop Gorman Mater die that would beat D3 HBCU. Yeah, I hear you. But it is time for me to do our fake sponsors. JC, if you're into being the jag-off that hates the other fan bases in your division, you're going to love this. I do this every day towards the end of my show, and it's just to have fun. Because you know what? Life's too short. Drag the team, not the fans. Don't make it personal attacks. But every Wednesday I do my NFL show. I'd love to see you there at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. The NFL Roundtable Talks on Wednesday night. I would love to see you in the comments. And if you ever wanted to be on, shoot a comment. Yeah, some of them did. I'll agree with that. But the rivalry in the NFC North is back in a full swing. And at the bottom of the division, we have Fuck the Bears. In third place, it's SJB. Fuck the Packers. And in second place, they can get skull fucked. I'm going live out of Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Oh, I just love having fun. You know what? Oh, I have said the same thing. I've made the same analogy that Detroit is closer to Buffalo minus Super Bowl appearances than they are to Cleveland. Phil T, our resident Patriots fan. Good to see you, brother. I like it when they come in here. You know, when you got fans of other teams that watch you, it makes me feel like I'm doing things right. And it's one of the things I prided myself on. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, I love getting Dominique Hasek. Uh, God, it was great having him here. I'm not gonna lie, Dominique Hasek was one of my favorite goalies. I actually quietly became a closet Buffalo Sabres fan because of that. Because at the time, I believe we were in the Western Conference still. We hadn't moved back to the Eastern Conference where we originally came from yet. So try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. Oh, yeah, I know. But thank you for watching. Tune in tomorrow noon to whenever, because if the news is slow, I tend to cut it off a little bit early. So enjoy the outro. Have a great day. And remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat. We break down the game, make the info sweet. The Daily Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the facts. Tune into the Huddle.